In this video, I'm going to share with you the newest updates and features from Monday.com for January 2026. If you think some of these can be helpful for your company and you either don't have the time or the knowledge to implement them yourself, feel free to reach out. I would be happy to help you implement these new features into your current workflow. My contact information is in the description below. And now let's jump into the newest features. I'm going to start out with my favorite feature release for this month. And honestly, I think this is a game changer for anyone using Monday.com. If you're familiar, Monday recently launched something called Sidekick. It's basically an AI assistant on an item level, but it applies just for a board. Now, what Monday has launched is the ability to have Sidekick read your entire account. So instead of it accessing information on one specific board, it can see all of your boards and everything going on within your account. I think that this is a game changer because now you can use AI directly within Monday to see the whole picture of everything going on instead of one specific board. They also released versions for the mobile app, so anyone on the go can easily use Sidekick on the app. The next feature that I want to talk about is something that I think people are going to be really excited about. Monday released the option to have multiple levels of sub-items. So it used to be that you would have one item and then a sub-item under it. Now you can use something called a multi-level board, and within that you can have one item and up to 4 levels of sub-items. For some people, this is critical within their workflows, and now we have that functionality. The next feature allows Monday.com admins to have more control over the content directory. You can easily archive or delete boards, but you see everything in one place. For admins with a lot of people on their team, this is an easy place where you can go and manage everything. If you're using Monday templates, then this feature is for you. We now have the ability to embed AI columns within a template. Now, what that means is that you can configure the AI columns for a certain workflow, and every single time you use the template, you have that same configuration already set up. You don't need to do it from scratch. The next feature is about the list view. If you're not familiar with the list view, it's essentially a widget that you can add to a dashboard, and it pulls in all of the items on a board into one place. Now, the issue was that if you were pulling data from 2 different boards and you had 2 different columns, you couldn't see the data from both those columns. It was only for shared columns, meaning if both boards had a status column, then you can configure that column. But if one has, let's say, a numbers column and one had a different kind of column, you couldn't put both of those columns within the list view. Now you have the ability to have shared, meaning like overlapping columns, and columns that are not shared between different boards. I think the list view is a key feature that I hope Monday is going to continue to build on, and it's going to continue to evolve. But I think it's really great to see everything in one place. And the more flexibility and functionality that it has, I think the better it is and more people are going to use it. So this is definitely a step in the right direction, the fact that you can see all different columns. Monday has now released the option for an overlay, which means that you can open up one board on top of another board. So you can see in this example, I'm working on task board 1, and let's say I need to see the information in this KPI board. I can click on these 3 dots and you'll see that I have this new option for open in overlay. When I click on it, it opens this as like a pop-up screen on top of the original board that I was working on, and I can see all the data here. And then I can simply close it and I'm back on the original board that I was working on. Monday has also added the option for me to easily see the past boards that I was working on most recently. If you click on this More button, you can see I have this new option for recents, and it shows me over here the last couple of boards that I was working on, so I can easily jump to those boards. Monday has just added some new features to workspace management. Personally, I find it a little cumbersome jumping between workspaces. And now what they did is they have the option to pin workspaces, or you can check out the most recently visited workspaces. Hopefully, jumping between workspaces now will be a little bit easier. If you're using WorkCanvas, you can now navigate to it natively directly within Monday. Check out this image and you can see how you can easily get into WorkCanvas. If you're looking for a certain report or data within Monday.com when you're in Sidekick, and remember, it's the new Sidekick that's account-wide, it can now tell you if you should try using Monday Vibe, because it will tell you what the best tool is or product within Monday to find the information that you are looking for. And this leads me to the next update, which is about Monday Vibe. Sometimes companies create a Vibe, which is essentially a custom app within Monday, and they only want people to see the information in that app. So now you can set that app as your homepage when you log into Monday. Monday has changed the name of the workflow builder to AI Workflows. If you're not familiar with what's now AI Workflows, it's essentially a way to build out automations much faster and in a visual way within Monday. They also have added the option to have AI agents directly within the AI workflows. I definitely recommend checking it out because there's a lot more capabilities in terms of what you can build within Monday. And usually you end up having less automations than you used to have because things are more concise and they're kind of grouped together instead of having like a single layer of an automation. You can have it do multiple things based on specific data. So definitely check out what's now called AI workflows. If you're using Microsoft Teams, you have more ability now for messaging within Monday. There's more blocks within the AI workflows that you can use to communicate with your team. Now, this is another huge update in my mind. Within the AI workflows, you now have the ability to format your email. So let's say you're sending an email through Gmail. It used to be very standard and you weren't able to format the email like bold items or bullet something. Now you have rich text formatting directly within the AI workflows. So you're building a workflow and creating the email to look exactly how you want it to look. And this applies for Gmail and Outlook. Monday also announced the release of a new lead agent. And basically what it can do is help you find leads based on your ICP or your ideal customer profile. Now, if you click on the link above, I did an interview with Yaniv, and he is actually the developer that built out these AI agents. So if you're in sales and looking for ways to get more leads, find more leads, I definitely recommend checking out that interview. I think this is going to be a game changer for the Monday CRM because all of your work about finding leads is now automated through an AI agent. And also you're still within Monday. You can do it directly within the platform. Continuing with the CRM, Monday also released more deal insights. And what that means is it can flag risks or issues and actually remind you what needs to be done in order to close a deal. The CRM also introduced reporting for its feature quotes and invoices. So essentially what you can do is you can see like how many outstanding invoices you have or how many proposals were sent out per rep. If you're using quotes and invoices to send out either a quote or an invoice, this information that you can now pull into a dashboard is critical to understand how your quotes or invoices are doing. Within Monday Service, which essentially is Monday's product for ticketing, you can now see all of your tickets within the My Tickets tab, but you can add or remove people that are relevant to each ticket. If you're using Monday Dev and Cursor, now there's an even better integration between the two. You can just mention or do @Cursor within an update and it will automatically send the information to Cursor. So you don't need to jump to different platforms. The last and final update of today's video is about WorkForms. Monday is using AI to understand the branding of your company and apply it to your form. So you can simply have a form that looks like it's exactly like your brand and it fits in with your brand. I hope that these updates have given you some ideas and sparked your creativity to see how you can make your workflows better. And again, if you need any help, feel free to be in touch.